Ladies and gentlemen, you are logging into the Blasting Turboport, where it takes ages to be this good, and ages spelled backwards is Nintendo.
I appreciate the intro, Mark. I appreciate it. Of course, we're joined with the man.
K9 Biscuits.
Special guest here.
K9 Biscuit.
You did that last time.
No, you're supposed to open up the biscuit and then boom, you'll find me a piece of bacon.
There we go.
That is gross.
Oh, he got it. See, you took it into human form. He was trying to think of it as a delicacy, and then, and again, completely unrelated. It's me, Bryan, from At Democracy. Don't worry, nothing related about busting open biscuits.
He's wrapped in bacon.
I got nothing.
Deep fried in bacon and a whole bunch more bacon strips.
And that's the type of stripping we're talking about.
And bacon strips. And more bacon.
All right, enough.
If I drink one alcohol, okay, I'm not gonna go.
We are not serious right now.
I think I know where it's going. I don't even want to know where it's going. What are we playing, guys?
I'm playing with everyone's emotions.
As he rubs his hands together. But seriously, you gonna go first?
Sure, I guess I'll go first.
We've been playing recently as of this week.
This week. So, per last appearance, I've been playing basically the same thing. I've been playing fighting games and a little bit of Apex in between.
Yeah, a little bit of anti-dating.
Nothing
Actually, a lot.
I did play a little Splatoon recently.
Okay.
Which one?
3.
Okay.
What?
I got bodied.
That's crazy.
I've only played like the demo of 3, and that was kind of my fill. I'll get I'm not an online gamer, so but like I do like Splatoon for the single player campaign. It reminds me it's like a Ratchet and Clank, because it's like a weapon based platformer. It reminds me a lot of Ratchet and Clank actually.
And Mark, as one of the few remaining people owning a Wii U in a 36-mile radius, how did it feel to play the first Splatoon?
It was fine. It was probably one of the best experiences on Wii U, honestly.
I actually have to agree there.
Like,
I don't even know. I didn't have a Wii U at that time.
It was the only brand new experience to get like that to actually worth seeking on a Wii U for back in the day.
Right.
Because also it was a new IP too.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
At some point in time, I must return to playing Elden Ring again. But
we were just talking about that. These people that love torture, like
they be fucking me up. I ain't even gonna lie. I watch it. Throwing my force over here.
Every time I hear people talk about Elden Ring, I hear it's their favorite game. Like I hear it's people's favorite game of all time. I want to get there. I'm just not good at it. Every time I take one step in the map anywhere, I just get beaten up.
Yeah,
just like real life. Yeah.
And like I'm following guides. I'm like, granted, I'm probably not following them right, but like I'm following guides. All right, get this thing, and you should be powerful. All right, I got the thing. All right, time to beat people up. Why?
Mark, this is not Power Stone. It's not Power Stone.
No. Mark, what are you playing?
Pizza Tower. More Pizza Tower. It is a fun platformer. It is like a Wario Land successor. It's very based off Wario Land. It's fun, it's frantic, it's fast, and the art is just funny.
That's awesome.
And I thought it was official, but it wasn't. But like, co-op has been modded in.
Somebody just
modded in co-op. I don't think developers can get co-op to work naturally on there. But I assume if they were to, it probably would be glitchy. So hey, they got mods just did it. So now we just mod in co-op. I assume co-op is probably glitchy or something, or if something there's a reason developers couldn't do it. So if it's a mod, it has an excuse to be glitchy.
Fair.
Mod did.
But
Steam, right?
Yeah, and of course I've been playing the new Sonic. It's only on Steam. What did you say?
He said mod.
I mean, all right. So for anybody who understood the little background joke I made, there's a song called God Did, and I said Mod Did.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a little screen blast behind the scenes. Mark's like, you interrupted my sentence.
Well, I've been playing. I played the new Sonic Frontiers DLC. This is what I like about like Sonic Team or Sega. They listen very closely to feedback, even before Sonic Frontiers. They whenever there's a problem with the game, they usually they listen to feedback and they patch it out. They've been doing this since Sonic Lost World for the Wii U.
A great game.
No, fuck you. You know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna make you play it.
No.
Fuck no. You just said a great game.
No.
Don't you want to replay good great games?
A replay. I never played it.
You said it was a great game.
I said a great game.
Yeah. Well, we like good games here. Let's play it.
I never said Sonic Lost World was a great game.
Stop the podcast right now. We're gonna play it. No, we're gonna.
No, I just said a great game. I wasn't even talking about Sonic Lost World. I just said
then what's a great game?
Yeah, what is
a great game?
Why don't you just say Burnout?
I was say Gran Turismo 4.
Or you can say Pizza Tower. Or you can say Pizza Tower.
It's better than any Sonic game.
Say Pizza
Gran
Tower.
Turismo 4.
Say Pizza Tower. I want you to say Pizza Tower.
Pizza
Tower. He said Bryan confirmed Pizza Tower is great. Anyway,
I ain't gonna lie, Pizza Tower is fucking nuts.
Don't worry to get funky. I'll show you Pizza Tower after the.
By the way, next time we do one of these Blasting Trouble reports, we're gonna end up doing a review of Hi-Fi Rush.
You played it?
I've been playing it, but not a lot of it. So next time,
I need to finish it.
Yeah, but the soundtrack's beautiful. I know we talked about it before, but great.
Sadly, I can't play it natively, so.
Yeah. Well, same here. I have an Xbox One, so
Yeah. Wait, you haven't? Was that not yours?
That was not mine.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, again, all right.
But I've been streaming it. It's still fluid, so it works out. Either way, over here I've been playing Mario Kart 8.
I didn't finish.
You didn't finish? You said Pizza Tower.
I was about to talk about Frontiers.
All right,
the
go
DLC.
Ahead. Do your DLC.
Sonic, what I like about the Sega is they listen to fan feedback and. They fix a lot of issues. So, a lot of issues with the Frontiers, with the power-ups, you could only buy them, one at a time, and it was annoying. So you would collect, blue seeds, and, say you collect, 20 blue seeds, and you try to upgrade your speed. You have to, you can only redeem one blue seed at a time.
Right.
And now they update that, so you can upgrade in bulk.
Good.
And I can't remember all the quality of life features they added, but they just made a lot of things easier. You can now change the music in the overworld to music from the older Sonic games. So you can have the Sonic Heroes theme playing while you're running around the hub world. You can have music from Sonic 06, music from across the different Sonic games, and it's great. I wish it was there earlier before I already beat the game, but. Yeah, there's new challenge mode where it's a boss rush, enemy rush. That's fun. You get to play all the stages back to back. It's fun. This is a nice DLC. It's a nice appetizer for whenever the real DLC is coming out. This is just little extra modes. It's not no extra story or an extra game itself inside of it. It's just a little extra modes, and it's kind of they announced they're going to do more DLC, and it's just kind of an appetizer. Can't wait for the next release.
Yeah, boy.
Smooth. Yeah, man. When you talk about quality of life content getting fixed, the entire Animal Crossing community has been asking for quality of life updates for years,
and nothing
has been touched.
They're not getting that shit.
It is incredible to hear Sega just immediately just all right. Game launched within 6 months. Boom, fix.
Wait, one more thing I want to mention about Pizza Tower. The fun thing about Pizza. I know the fun thing about Pizza. I'll show you what the game looks like.
Blasting Trouble Report sponsored by Pizza Tower.
Yeah. Domino's.
If you want somebody on drugs, strong out, getting the pizza to you in under 2 minutes, call that guy.
Well, what's fun about Pizza Tower is some of the I assume only Common Core was one level that has this, but I assume most of the other levels have what they call a guest star appearance, and one of the levels had a guest star appearance by Mort the Chicken, which is a very obscure PlayStation 1 3D platformer. And Mort the Chicken is just he's just a He is a power up in just one of the levels.
Does he say it's Morbin time?
I swear, I thought you were gonna
no lower the entities.
I thought you were gonna like bring out some random celebrity and John Krasinski shows up.
No, but like the guest star appearances like other IPs.
I see.
But like it's interesting. I love Pizza Tower. But yeah, what have you been playing?
Thank you. Yeah, Pizza fucking Tower.
Oh, you have? You've been playing? Okay, that's the end. That's the end. That's the end of the what have been playing segment. Brian's been playing Pizza Tower. It's like
Anyway, I've been every single time a new set of cups come out or tracks come out, I end up trying to gold those in 150cc. I finished those.
Nice.
And I'm trying to really 100% Mario Kart. So
all right, hold on. I actually gotta stop you right here. What is your build?
What is my build? I don't even really have a build.
Why are you built like that?
My key for racing because I've been changing it up for the time trials. For the time trials, I've been just going with different carts that fit that track.
I see. All right.
But for racing,
yeah,
like when I'm racing online, I'll go with the 3-wheeled green vehicle, the Animal Crossing, the Animal Crossing tires or wheels, and the Triforce fucking parachute. Right, that's usually my go-to unless I go for the purple scooter with the slick wheels and.
I can totally agree.
You actually was my build?
No, I'm talking about his.
Build. My build is Robo Crunch with a hovercraft.
Did you say Robo Crunch?
Yeah.
Yes. You never had RoboCrunch before?
What the fuck are you talking about?
We have no clue.
Crash Team Racing Nitro Card, motherfuckers.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, no. Man, wrong game.
That's cool.
Wrong game. If I'm ever playing now, I'm running balance and I'm smoking all night.
Man. But yeah, it's been fun. I just want to get to the point. I had enough coins. I had 5,000 coins, so I have the gold parachute. I have the gold card. I'm bored, so I just want to get rid of the fucking... I want to finish off the gold wheels. Have it all. Have all the cards.
Gold!
And then the cool thing about the DLC is we're about to get new characters. So
does the gold?
It doesn't do much at all in terms of like difference.
Okay. Because I know in Double Dash, like you can get like the little gold vehicle and like boost all your stats across the board.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's not
actually pretty.
It's not a difference. It sucks. I don't even really use it because it's not a great card. When you try to combine it with stuff, it doesn't make it significantly better.
Funny enough, I was talking with a couple people about Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart Wii. I definitely enjoy a lot of Mario Kart Wii. Back when I had it and I was playing online a lot, I loved it. But for the love of God, I can't get anything that drifts as hard as the Mach Bike, and it makes me so sad.
Like in Mario Kart 8 now.
Correct.
Okay, so when you guys...
I'm just playing Mario Kart 8 and like in the back of my mind I'm like, yo, if I had the box work, I would smoke all of you right now.
Alright.
Yeah.
So when are you guys like getting GameCubes with copies of Double Dash so we can play some
Double Dash.
So we can play LAN.
I have Double Dash.
The minute that we do, the minute you guys actually
Double
set it
Dash
up
twice.
You know what's going to be funny? The moment we actually set that up as a concept and we bring them in, we have the GameCubes already. Nintendo's gonna announce Mario Kart 9 with Double Dash features,
and then they're going to announce it's going away on March 31st.
Oh shit! All I know is this: I don't know if y'all can beat me if we do every track in Double Dash because you can't do
Double Dash. No, I know that I don't have you in Double Dash at all. Mario Kart 8, I know the tracks enough. The traditional tracks enough now.
Same,
but
hopefully I don't get carded.
Yeah, and Wii, I think you have me in both Wii and in Double Dash.
Oh yeah, by far.
By far. But 8, I'm competitive enough at this point.
I don't like Double Dash.
Again, I just I
like the tracks. Yeah. I'm not a fan of the way the cards feel. I'm not a fan of the way the game.
That is only the literal second, right? Third installment.
Third.
It's the third installment.
Wait, did the Game Boy Advance one come first or after?
It was around the same time, right?
I would say GBA probably came out first.
Then it's probably the fourth. Well, fuck, it's a third console one.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Maybe.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk to the briefing. Talking about just console stuff. Pretty stacked here. So Let's start with Nintendo. Let's talk about what the Nintendo America president said to the Associated Press journalists last week.
I hate gamers.
Suck my nuts, assholes.
Oh my god.
The classic James Chin tweet.
That's cool.
Screw you, Sony boys!
Jesus. So,
I hope you didn't say no profanities.
Anyway, so
I would have.
Hey, Shrek, check out our fun video game. It's a hit. In Shrek 2, the game, you can play as Shrek or one of his friends and take on hundreds of wild challenges. Shrek 2, the game. Rated everyone. Now you can play as me, Puss in Boots, new for Game Boy Advance.
anyway. So an Associated Press journalist spoke with Nintendo of America president Doug Bowser and asked him, when is the next Switch coming out? Because that's really the question here. We're 7 years along the way. But either way,
stupid.
Right. Either way, he was like, what kind of features or new capabilities would you like to see? He was asking the president, the Nintendo of America president, that. And not Joe Biden, the actual Nintendo president. And this is Bowser's response. It's a little long, but it'll give you an idea here. He said, could you imagine the stock just tanked?
Yeah.
No, because, I think we still have a very, very strong lineup coming. It's exciting to see that demand is still there. So nothing to announce on future console or device, but we're still feeling very bullish about the Switch. I should be careful about what I personally would like to see in a new Switch, but one of the things we look at is always is how we can surprise and delight. How can we introduce new and unique ways of playing? So my question is, do you believe in what they're saying? There's no plans or not plans, but nothing to announce in the future. Do you believe it's still a bit further in the distance there?
I think it's in the cards once regular Switch sale slows down by a little bit, and it's like, okay, we can release the next one now.
Yeah.
They're gonna buy this crap anyway.
I have two things to say about this. All right. One, on an unrelated note, you're just unlocked a memory of my childhood. Suzuki TT Superbikes.
That's right.
Yo, dog, that game
Yep.
was fucking trash. But I love playing it. So
that's just nostalgia. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know how to feel about that game.
I don't think I've ever described it as trash. It's just one of those things where I played it nostalgia-wise so many times.
All I can say is I have very mixed feelings about that game. I don't believe it.
Well, I'm just gonna say Nintendo doesn't have to worry about anything because
Mark's like, shut the fuck up.
I was actually gonna get back to the subject. I promise.
Nintendo doesn't have to worry about anything because the Switch is kind of some of the Apple devices. They're just it's a desired electronics even by the upper class people. Most of those people just have more than 3 Switches at this point. And if you come out with a new Switch, it's gonna be if Apple or whatever Android manufacturer comes out with the hottest new
phone.
With the hottest new phone or something. It's it's gonna sell a ton. It's just going to sell anyway.
It's an arms race, but with consoles.
Right.
A console race.
Because I was thinking a lot of people were predicting they would announce a new Switch alongside the new Zelda. But it looks like they're not doing.
No.
It looks like they're not doing that. But they don't need to. Because did the OLED? Do we know the OLED sell well?
We know that it accounts for. Man, I had a statistic somewhere where it's it accounts for at least 30 to 40%.
I'm just gonna assume it sold well.
It did.
Yeah,
no, it's a large percentage.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and they weren't even. That's nothing new. They weren't even trying.
Even the Lite sold pretty well. At least I think that's 20% of their sales, which is still a pretty good chunk.
Because these idiots are just buying more than one Switch, and I made the same joke last time. I'm one of those idiots. I'll fucking buy another Switch at some point. There's these are great. This is a great electronic.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Switch is actually pretty fucking good for what it can do. Especially playing what you can play on the go. It's actually pretty sick. But back to what I was gonna say. Back on topic. I heard. I just did it, but you're just waiting for me to outburst again. You're just laughing.
No, I'm not waiting for you to outburst. I'm just waiting. Once Brian Phillips says, once Bacon finishes. I'll edit that out. Once Bacon finishes what he says, then you're going to say something back on topic again, unrelated to whatever he's about to say.
No, I can see that shit happening too.
Yeah.
No,
they're going to say something really profound about one of these games. It's going to be the Switch, in terms of its console marketability, is like...
No. I was actually going to say, for the sake of capitalism, I can see them coming out with one fairly soon, probably within like... We'll see how the rest of the year goes. Maybe next year. We'll see. We'll see. I think the game lineups for the Switch, as it goes on in this lifespan, will mostly kind of determine on whether or not the sale is going to keep going steady or spike or anything like that.
Yeah, because look at these Pokemon sales. Look at how fucking crazy these Pokemon fans are. They're buying all these fucking Pokemons every year.
With that being said, I am keeping a very close eye on the upcoming fighting game releases. I am keeping a close eye on that.
That'd be nice.
Because the one thing I've been noticing a lot with the Switch, at least as of late, is that they're starting to add a few more particular third-party games. Or they're not so kind of like third-party games. So
what do you
like
mean they're adding? The third parties are adding them.
Oh yeah. So like they have Apex on there, and like even though and they're like MK11. Right. My thing is like it doesn't run it well because it's not strong enough. No. It's not strong enough to do it. But it is a thing, and they're doing it. So I'm just like,
it's like as long as that investment's there,
dude.
It's probably still gonna.
Dude, fucking Dragon Ball Z Fire is the hot seller on Switch.
I know it's so creepy, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Absolutely. Because you keep seeing it on bestseller. You look at bestseller, you see it in the it's crazy.
Wild.
Yeah.
Now my thing.
Get ready for that. You want to play Z Fires on that Switch online?
You know, speaking of Dragon Ball Z, holy shit! Speaking of Dragon Ball Z, the Tenkaichi trailer, for when they was having the Dragon Ball Z finals, wherever the fuck that was, because I was.
I didn't actually see that. I didn't actually see that trailer.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. I ain't gonna lie.
But it's not gonna look good on Switch. It's not on Switch, right?
I have no clue.
See,
all they did was present. Yeah, they announced it. So basically, like, yo, this game is existent. Yeah. It's going to come at some point in time. No console listings, nothing else, just Tenkaichi. And they had, like, the whole trailer leading up to it with, like, the older Tenkaichi games, all that shit. And that, if I'm not mistaken, that was also on the Wii, too, as well.
Right.
Old Budokai Tenkaichi games. There was a couple on the Wii that I saw. So
they're still willing to, if they might still.
Speaking of like Dragon Ball Z and Switch, like I remember there was like a shamelessly honest like trailer of Jump Force for the Switch. Mm-hmm. Like Namco officially just released a trailer where it shows like frame skipping and shit and slow down.
Holy
and it was like an edited trailer. It wasn't just like gameplay footage. So it's like they didn't give a fuck.
Holy shit. Yo, I find that crazy. But it makes so much sense.
It does. That just leads me to the wrap up here on this topic. What's one thing you'd like to see for Nintendo to improve when they do get to this next step device? And the key is just more... I mean, we just need more power because, I mean, even the eShop doesn't run. That's what we...
Well, like, being able to play some of these, big action games that without slowdown, like.
Well, wait, Call of Duty is coming, Mark. We don't need to, wait for a big system because Microsoft said that there'll be 10 years of Call of Duty games on the Switch.
I can't take this man seriously. He just looked at me like that, and I said, "I'm not going to take him seriously. Whatever the fuck he says, I can't. I can't.
But yeah.
In the words of a particular hero from My Hero Academia, power! You live on power!
I would love to be able to play some of these like high-powered action games without fucking slowdown. Never tried playing the second Hyrule Warriors. I think it's Age of Calamity. Doesn't fucking barely runs on that goddamn thing.
That's actually strange.
I tried playing co-op with a friend. It chugs. What else chugs? I heard Shin Megami Tensei, the new one.
Jesus.
I heard that chug sometimes during battle. Bayonetta 3, I heard. A lot of these Switch exclusives chug. And it'll be nice to just have a version that plays perfectly well. Just give me Because, like, we got the Switch Lite, which just takes the ability of the Switch of, like, hey, you can't play this on your console. You can just only take it with you. All right, then give me the reverse of that where it's I want a Switch that's just a fucking box. That's not mobile.
I've been saying that for probably 4 years. I'm like, the next system from Switch should be just the home device that's more powerful.
I will say
that's all I need.
I will say this. More power! I initially lost my initial train of thought, so I said, fuck it, I'm just gonna see that.
I just need, if it can get as powerful as the PS4, that's all they need, because it's weaker than the PS4. Remember that. This is not a device that's as...
Oh, man, I remember I was wanting to say that.
What's up?
Last time I played a game that actually had, I actually had to do a frame skip chugs, I was playing Ratchet Deadlocked. It was me and my brother. And
what's that to do with Switch?
No, it is not. It was on the PS2.
All right.
Well, see, I find it strange because, like, when that ended up, chugging and, I had to do with, some frame skipping, we were literally, we were fighting the last guy on the bounty, on the little,
planet?
No, not the planet. It was the number one bounty hunter or some other shit like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like a gladiator kind of thing. So he was just like number one rank guy, and it's me and him, and we were fucking shit up. But it was so much shit going on at once. It was literally chaos everywhere. You know how you can have the weapon mods? Oh, trust me, we were running through everything. Everything moving was getting blown up, including him. And it was so much shit on the screen. It looked like I caught fucking 3 airstrikes and then put them all in the same spot. That's exactly what it looked like. And that was the only time I had to deal with a frame skip. And that was in the PS2.
Very rare for the PS2. Usually you would, because PS2 is a short tangent. PS2 is underpowered. But they still would. Most developers would do a pretty good job of hiding the fact that it was underpowered compared to something like
Sonic Heroes version of the PS2.
Fuck,
the Sonic Heroes version of the PS2
was that also?
Oh, that was that. That's the worst version. It
really?
it has it's slowed down. It has frame skips.
Yeah, yeah. I've played the GameCube one a couple of times. When I played the
GameCube one and the Xbox version is better.
I did that. Yeah, you can feel it. It's. For me, I didn't play the GameCube one as much, but you could tell. You could definitely tell.
Wait, so you played both versions?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah, I know Driver 3 had a notoriously bad development cycle, and I think you could really tell on that PS2 version as well. I mean, there's just areas where you'll be driving in Driver 3 if you do the open world version, and the fucking road will fall out from underneath you.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time I keep looking at your shelf, I keep getting nostalgia. Memories unlocked. Yes.
That's why I keep those.
Yes, but it's the weirdest games, like the pinball game. I remember having that game.
Yeah. It's just stupid, generic, but it's fun. That one was all over the place. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, just so you understand, this one, just looking at my bookshelf full of a couple of different PS2 and PS3 and Xbox games.
And Wii.
And a couple 3DS.
Can we end this podcast so we can play some Zumba for Wii? I'm looking at your
I'm in the mood to watch some Taibo 2 on the VHS.
Oh my god. All right. Moving on. At the same time, there was a report, by the way, from Insider Gaming about the PS5, what Sony wants to do. Now, the Insider Gaming is pretty accurate in terms of what they find, but what they ended up finding was a couple things here. This is from their report. Number one, Sony is in development of a PS5 Pro already. This Pro model is expected to focus on ray tracing, make it more accelerated, and that's expected in 2024.
I am so glad.
Okay, 1 second. Oh wait,
there's by the way already a more efficient version of the standard PS5 expected by the end of 2023. So a refined version of the PS5 is already expected to release by the end of this year, and any word of PlayStation 6 isn't expected, obviously, until at least 2028. So
I have a question, now that you bring that up. So if they're going to make a refined PS5 Pro...
refined. No, this is going to be... So what we have is we have two tangents. They're going to shut down production of this current version. They're going to make a slim. They're going to make essentially a slim version.
Well, that's exactly what my question kind of covers that too as well. Because my thing is like, there's two current versions on right now. You have the disc one, and then you have the digital.
Right.
So are they stock reduction on both? And then will the next one also be following the same format, or they'll have a disc and the digital?
The report says that there should be some actual add-on discs. So they're going to sell this separately because there's not a lot of people buying the physical. Now the physical is $100 more, right? Isn't that the price?
No.
How much is
it's $100 more.
Yeah, it's $100 more.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's just $100 more
than the disc-free version. They want to make that now just an add-on accessory so they can sell this at a lower price. They'll sell the slim model. It's not going to have a disc option. Lower price. You can buy the add-on later. It's kind of the Kinect problem, actually, that Xbox had, where they sold that at such a high price because they put the Kinect in there.
The props of Sony. I rather have the digital and non-digital edition of the same system than what Xbox is doing, where they have the next gen and half gen, and I see sad people with the Xbox Series S only because it was the only thing they can get their hands on. Yeah, it's get their hands on. It's but that's not full gen. It's half gen.
That's actually kind of sad.
You might as well just get a 1X or
you can't play disc, and you can't have the full power of the next gen. It's a terrible package. Why would they make this?
It also just looks cheap. I will say that if you wanted to have a cheap looking current gen system now, the Xbox Series S looks just.
I would have been okay with this. Yeah, I would have been okay with this. As just came out a little bit after the Xbox One, and then the Xbox One X. Xbox Series X came out much later.
Yeah,
it was this is what no one should ever do this again. It's you get a half gen and then the next gen.
Yeah, and it's literally nothing like the PS5 versus the disc PS5. It is literally a significantly weaker system in comparison to the Series X. And then the name's just bad.
Yeah, and these third-party developers have to optimize things downwards for the Series S.
Yeah, I
heard I don't think the for Series S games, I don't think the system chugs, but I heard the system gets loud when it's playing the
something
newer
that's
next gen.
More set for next gen system.
Yeah, when it's playing the newer next gen titles.
Yeah, and that just pushes me over. Now, we already know what's going on over on the Xbox side, but just word about a PS5 Pro coming out next year. Does that even make sense to you guys? Because I just feel like the PS5 is already this incredibly powerful system. There's nothing wrong with it. It's beautiful. No,
but here's the funny thing: there are people who are still just getting their hands on the PS5.
That's the thing, yeah.
And that's funny because there's people who want to experience this gen, probably even have the money to experience this gen. I'm one of them, and just can't get their hands on it because it's nowhere. And I'm so close to getting a new one, and I'm probably finally going to be able to get one around the time there's going to be a new one released just to spite me. It's because it doesn't feel like it's been that long. People are just getting their hands on the system,
right? And
even now, still, it's because these things are hard to come across. There's people who are still just getting their hands on it, or gonna get them later.
Absolutely. Again,
they're just coming out with a new one. It's just that blows.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
This is also the thing with new models of new systems or unique original models. I always love the first iteration of some of these systems. I did look back at something like the first version of the PS3, just this bulky, unique looking design. The PS4 had this really good, sharp looking design the first system, right? This has love it or hate it, it looks like an expensive next gen system. Wherever you see it.
It reminds me of how some people when they wear shirts and they have the little collar just pop it up. That's exactly what
that's the thing. Yeah, it comes up like that. Yeah, but that's the design. But it's unique and distinctive. Mm-hmm. And that's the only thing I hate about whenever we get to a point where you get to a Slim or you get to a Pro, is we all know the PS4 Pro looks like a fucking cheeseburger. Like it just looks like it's a lazy version of the sharp lines that we got from the first gen of the PS4, and then the Slim even looked.
So if you take
it look like a cheeseburger.
If you put the PS4 in Photoshop, you just like stretch the width, you get the PS4 Pro.
Yeah, and then I don't know if you remember, so the Xbox 360 went through this pretty cool cycle where I think the Slim looks better than the first original.
There's a lot of Xbox 360 models,
right? But the general design, like the general design, there's only 3 iterations really. There's the first.
There's 150
oh my God.
or more to see.
Get the fuck out of here. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. But
how many different versions of you exist then?
it's up to your imagination.
Oh shit, there's like 10 of them then.
Either way. So the 360 went through that same cycle.
Sorry. As soon as Bryan said, he was like, oh shit, there's 10 of them. I was thinking, crashing through the credit halls. I think like you go. Alright, we're back.
Either way. The last gen 360, that's all I want to say here. Last gen 360, probably the ugliest looking system I've ever seen. Just, here we go. That, I don't know if you remember, but the first gen, second gen, third gen.
I used to call him the hobo beard.
It looks terrible. Yeah, because it has this gray.
Yeah, it does. Hobo beard Xbox.
Yeah, because this gray bottom. Yeah, so.
Shit, that's actually hilarious.
But that's the thing, is whenever we get to these Slim models, it gets cheaper, production lowers, or production increases, but the price of the machine lowers. And so you just don't get that same effort put in. And it really kind of sucks because, again, I do think that the first gen version of this really does have a unique look to it.
Suddenly the sky is a little clearer. The water is a little bluer. The road's a little bumpier. The jumps are harder. The level's deeper. The character's smarter. The sound is hotter. The graphics cooler. The secret's darker. The danger's fiercer. The challenge a whole lot tougher. And suddenly the world's a more exciting place to be. Super Mario World. It comes only as part of the system it was created for. The Super Nintendo Entertainment System. The next generation from Nintendo. Now you're playing with power. Super power.
All right, let's get through the other pieces of news here.
Sorry, just before we leave, I just wish consoles would like do the thing the 64 and Dreamcast did, where it just came out in different colors, and it was like no special editions or anything. It just had different colors.
Well, Mark, what are you talking about? The Switch does come out in different colors.
Shut the fuck up!
Because the controllers are the colors.
Bullshit!
Holy shit, man. You can't fool us with that. You can't fool me.
So, if you remember, though, the PS5, people were putting plates on the PS5, and then Sony took those companies down. Like they said, like you could replace the color. You could replace those plates that go up on the sides of the console. Like you can make a black version or a blue version or a green version. And Sony took them down and said, you cannot do this.
Yeah, they were doing it. It was
now
unlicensed.
Banned. And so, it's now got to go through.
Okay, so like, were they actually like providing like third party hardware per se? Or were they actually kind of like dipping on like recoloring it with the original piece?
So I think it was what was that? Was that I don't know their structure. I don't know what they.
That's probably third party hardware.
That's what I believe. Yeah, because they would ship it to you instead of like you send your system in. So it would you would detach it and then add that piece on, almost like the clamshell piece on the 3DS. Or the XL model, I should say, where you could just
the new in quotes 3DS.
I get exactly what you're saying.
All right, let's go ahead and move on. So a couple key things here. Gaming-wise, EA is going to shut down online functionality in December for a bunch of games here. They are still available. The key ones are Battlefield Bad Company 1 and 2 and Battlefield 1943, which still have a pretty solid community. Now, these games came out over 10 years ago.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm asleep on that whole franchise.
Same. I mean, but no one cares about Battlefield.
Yeah, exactly.
And they did that to themselves.
Yeah.
So, essentially, Battlefield 1943 is an online-only game, so that'll make it unplayable. Crash Team Rumble, which is developed by Toys for Bob, and announced at the 2022 Video Game Awards will have a closed beta opening on April 20th. Players who'd like to access it will simply have to pre-order.
Is that going to be similar to like Crash Bash? I haven't seen this actual particular trailer.
The trailer?
It's animated. That's the thing. There's no gameplay. So I'm not sure what this game is either.
Right.
We do have word.
It's a nice animation.
Yes, we do have word that it is there will be offline. Finally, so it is confirmed that.
Okay, I gotta see how this game plays. I love me some more Crash Bandicoot, but I was hoping for more of a single player experience.
Right.
So I'll see how this goes.
Right. All right, and but yeah, it launches on June 20th for all consoles. From or I'm sorry, not all consoles. I'm talking PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series platforms. I believe it's on Switch. Maybe I didn't write that down. But there were two news drops on Thursday. These were big. First, in an interview with Polygon, Senior Vice President for Games and Emerging Media, Jesus Christ, at Paramount Global, confirmed that TMNT: The Last Ronin is being adapted into a video game.
From what I hear, it's like a God of War
that's what they're aiming for.
Yeah,
so
I ain't gonna lie, they could pull some numbers with that game.
So
big.
Right.
I'm somewhat with this, depending on how they do it. I think they can actually do some real numbers.
Absolutely.
Because I remember hearing word. I remember hearing where they were working on a AAA Ninja Turtles games, and so this might be it.
That's it right there. Yeah, that's their goal. They want it to. Well, they're literally inspired by something like God of War. They want it at that level, and I think this is the first real instance of a studio like from Paramount, of all things, actually taking that idea, because EA was doing the same thing. They were claiming, we're gonna invest in single player games like God of War or like Ghost of Tsushima, and they just dropped that out completely. This is finally another studio and company that's really interested in doing this, and this is not related to anything multiplayer. They just want to tell a great story, and hopefully people will buy this because that'll actually then propel other studios and other companies to invest. That's the key.
I'm going to be honest with you. They got to make this thing M-rated.
They won't, because it's still Paramount, and I'm sure they're probably going to make it T for tools.
Well, it's so, it could be rated and still be very mature.
Yeah.
The Last Ronin is I haven't read the comics, but from what I heard, it's a very interesting.
So I have the concept here. The story of The Last Ronin is
set. I heard the synopsis.
Yeah, it's set from a dystopian future in which all but one of the turtles is killed by the Foot Clan. The remaining turtle carries the weapons of his fallen brethren.
Raphael.
Yeah, and so it's right now, by the way, it's currently in pre-production, so do not expect this game until the mid-2020s. This is not coming on Switch. Just that.
I just got that.
It could be Switch 2, but it's not coming on Switch, by 2026, probably.
All right.
All right.
Ace Combat 3.
Additionally, next thing here, and I'm going to go ahead and jump over to...
Everyone's going to have babies by then.
Indeed. So additionally, on Thursday, LEGO unveiled what was thought of to be a Mario Kart rival, but actually turns out to be much bigger. So this is called LEGO 2K Drive, and it's going to be an adventure driving game featuring a massive open world and almost unlimited...
You don't want to do that on the podcast. Mike is going to pick up the wrapper.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's...
Just unwrap it and just pull the snacks out of it.
There you go.
After open it so you can. Okay, now look.
Yeah, because it caught Mark softly eating food, and it was how did it pick that up? It just picked it up, But either way, I'm just going to run this through one more time. So, additionally, on Thursday, LEGO unveiled what was expected to just be something like a Mario Kart competitor, but turned out to be much bigger. This was LEGO 2K Drive. It's going to be an adventure driving game that features a massive open world and almost unlimited potential in the creativity and crafting of Legos. So here's the thing: executives and developers surrounding the project say it's obviously it's beyond just racing. Vehicles can be crafted using over 1,000 unique Lego pieces. It's going to offer online and split screen as well as co-op and multiplayer. There's going to be open world feature missions, mini games, and more within a Horizon-styled environment. There will be several real world based cars at launch. And the game's release date, this was just announced, but the game's release date is a rather quick May 16th. And obviously it's available on, May 16th. And
this year?
Yeah. And it's available on all 8th gen and all 9th gen. Well, I'm sorry, not the Wii U, because I know back in the day we debated if the Wii U was an 8th gen console. Not all 8th gen systems, just the PS4, the Xbox One, the PS5, the Xbox Series, and the Switch, as well as PC, obviously. So that's the rundown there. I think it's a great looking idea. I think it's a great looking concept.
I think that's actually gonna be fun.
I mean, I play it, but I only have a Wii U, so I was kind of disappointed when you said it's not coming on the Wii U.
I personally think this actually might be pretty good.
So is 2K Drive a franchise?
So what's interesting is Lego, the company, is now, since they're not tied to WB anymore, right? They now are pairing up with 2K on a bunch of different projects. They're going to work with Drive. There might be a couple different things related to sports. They're going to use these brands that are connected to 2K as well. So we might
2K Lego LeBron James?
get something like an NBA Lego thing. That might be a little fun. We'll see.
2K
but
Lego LeBron James?
I mean, it depends on his legacy. But
yeah, they're not in Traveler's Tales possession anymore.
Right.
What's funny is they're using a style that Warner Brothers started, which is a very stop motion claymation, very stop motion-ish, low frame style, which I love. It's very fitting for Legos. It feels much in the world of the Lego movie,
right?
Instead of the regular Lego stuff. But this is a more extreme and that's my
alarm. Yeah. Here they go. They're going to start going off every 15 or 20 minutes.
Well, this is a more extreme and probably more improved version of a old game on the Xbox 360 called Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. You build vehicles in that game, and you have a little hub world, and you do various missions and races.
I never thought that's interesting.
I was getting nuts and bolts vibes of this, and this is a very, this is a cool idea for a Lego game, and it has split screen. This is, this just looks like a fun time. I can't wait to play this. It reminds me of what I was everything I was hoping from the Forza DLC. Which it was still cool,
but not.
It was just. It just wasn't. The DLC was cool. It just wasn't enough. I wanted more, but it didn't have that much to it.
No, not a lot of freedom because they were still stuck in that universe there.
Yeah. But this is just
this goes much further.
Yeah, this is this is that Forza DLC if it was extended to a game, and that's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, and when I see stuff like this, it's Mario Kart can go anywhere. I forgot about that. When we all think what can they do with Mario Kart next? It's there's a shit ton they can think of because this came out of the blue. This is very impressive. You have things pulled from other games. I know obviously announcers are not things that are exclusive to one game or another, but the first thing I thought of was, Mod Nation Racers did that, where they had the cheeky banter between two announcers talking. And I'm sure you're going to have that throughout the game where it's tutorial this, learn this. You're going to hear the cheeky banter back and forth type of deal. So, I'm
going to put this on a shelf of racing games that echo my childhood imagination right next to Hot Wheels Unleashed.
So here's my problem. That's what I was about to bring up. I was about to bring up Hot Wheels Unleashed because I was very excited for Hot Wheels Unleashed, and that game disappointed me significantly. That was one of the
damn.
That was a game that
I enjoyed it.
It was.
Yeah, I would say I
did in the beginning. I was trying to love it. Is my problem. I was really trying to love it. The issue was the gameplay felt very stiff. I don't know what's up with it. The gameplay felt very stiff.
I get that. Yeah.
I
didn't come back to it because I bought it on the exact same day I bought Cruise and Blast, and to this day I do keep coming back to Cruise and Blast.
Yeah.
I forget to touch like.
I don't think you forget. I just think it's not that attractive.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Well,
also, the layout. There's a lot of cheap things about it.
I just like it more for the idea and like the. It's just like you're racing on like. The loops are just like all the racetracks are based off toy sets, and some of these are like toy sets I used to play with as a kid. And it's just like the aesthetic is winning me with nostalgia.
Yeah.
And this is what this game is doing too. But like it looks like it's actually good.
Yeah, I hope it controls.
That's
that's
all it is to any of these racing games. Is like, does it control fine? I hope it does.
Yeah, because that again, like with how it was unleashed, I was very excited. I was really trying. That's the thing is when I was really talking about it back then, I was trying to love it. That's the thing. I kept trying to love it because it was like, I'm playing it, but I'm playing games like I said before. I'm playing games like Mario Kart. I'm playing games still on the PS3. Like I'm all these different racing games that I step into so often, and then I come back to Unleashed, and it just feels like this control scheme feels dull. So
it feels slow, and it feels like it should be faster.
That's the other thing. Yeah, the settings look great, but it just was not for me.
I actually got a question for both of y'all now.
Yeah.
On the piggyback to what Mark was saying, everything feels a lot slower. Do y'all think that moving forward that a lot of developers are trying to make games a lot more easier, or at least have a lower skill floor?
I don't know if it's an because I don't even think Hot Wheels is easier in terms of a game to play.
It depends on the game. It depends on the genre. I mean, like in general, because some fighting games are trying to make things easier.
Oh yeah, fighting games is definitely doing it.
Right.
So to make
so like, what are you talking about specifically?
Specifically, I'm talking about with racing games. You think like they're trying to like lower the skill floor?
So the issue with racing games, I'm sorry not to cut you off, but the issue with racing games that we have is twofold. We have a lot of mobile games that keep entering the console space, which is a significant issue because that's lowering the quality of these games. And it is making it easier. It is making it significantly easier because they're just doing soft ports. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these control schemes, a lot of the gameplay is not significantly detailed. A lot of it does not take a lot of challenge. But then on the other side, you have still kind of what I would say is like AA games. Like Lego 2K Drive feels like it's going to be a AA game. Hot Wheels Unleashed was like a AA game, where it's like the gameplay is what's going to sell it.
Yeah,
and it just depends on the developer. And then at the top level, you still have Forza and Gran Turismo and Need for Speed, which I don't think has given up its difficulty if depending on the level you set for yourself. Mm-hmm. But it just varies, like Mark was saying.
Yeah, so I need to ask, do you mean, easier for people, for accessibility features, or, making a game easier overall for new audiences?
Mostly the former. I can see how it can go for either one, but
I don't think, in terms of, race, kart racers and regular racers, I think they all of them have everyone I played so far, have a pretty simple racing design, game design when it comes to the starter tracks are a little bit easier and
progresses.
Yeah, and it progresses into a more difficult track builds.
Gotcha.
So all these racing games seem to have a standard progression, which is open to every newcomer. So I'm not sure where I never heard of a game that's just tough from the get-go.
I'll give you an example. I don't think necessarily throughout that it's getting tougher. Again, I think there's other things interfering. Mm-hmm. But for instance, Sumo Digital has made Sonic Transformed or Sonic game kart racers for the past 15 years. 3, and all 3 of them I'd say are at equal level. You have a little bit more slip driftiness in Transformed and Team Sonic, but all of them are, I would say, pretty accessible when you go on a standard generic track to start. So
I definitely say
I'd say the first one's the easiest.
Yeah, Sonic Transformed is probably the most complex racer. Yeah, because you have to switch between completely different styles, but I think the first level you play, which is Panzer Dragoon stage, it's a really well introduction because it's not too big, it's not too open, and it's a very straightforward track for all 3 vehicles, and you play all 3 vehicles.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's by the way in the middle. So yeah, You know, it's easier the later you go. And then, you know, like, same with something like Crash Team Racing, this new one, isn't that much work. I'd say Crash Team Racing, I don't know if it's tougher or not. It just feels like a new interpretation of the old game.
In terms of like the Crash Team Racing stages, it is just reusing the level design on the PS1. The Crash Nitro Kart stages, those are some of those are revamped because kind of like Mario Kart 8. And what's funny is before Mario Kart 8, the game has like a hover feature where like some stages you are hovering on,
right.
Like the clock towers. There's a clock tower stage in Nitro and Nitro Kart where you are racing on top of a clock and like with no gravity. You're just like driving up the clock. Yeah. Crash Nitro Fueled. They changed that so you drive inside a clock because that feature's not there anymore. So they had to change some of the tracks from Nitro Kart to fit the team racing style.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember when I first saw that camera car, I said, "Wee!" I wonder what they wanted this clock. I looked up, I said, "Damn, that clock tall as shit." Went right past it. I said,
Would you
know that no more?
It was a cool new visual effect too of being inside the clock.
Oh yeah,
that game is still beautiful.
Which one? The new one or
Nitro Fueled?
Oh, Nitro's beautiful. I love Nitro.
Would you say so? You played Split Second, right?
Yes.
Would you say Split Second is because I think it's just more about timing, and it's not that challenging in the long run. Is there even a difficulty level in that? Do you get stuff?
I assume it's been a while since I played it, but I assume I assume the first stage teaches you well how to use the gimmick of the game.
No, it does, because there's a tutorial in the beginning.
Yeah,
but it's because that's a game where if like someone that never played it out of the blue, you need to get to the tutorial, or you'll just figure it out. I mean, you know.
Yeah, that reminds me. The original like Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed.
Like you mean the first one?
Yes,
just racing.
Yeah, no, not. I said Transform.
Yeah.
The original Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing. Mm-hmm. When you start that game, it starts you off with a tutorial. So you can get your license.
Right.
Your in-game license. Yeah.
You know what needs a fucking tutorial? It's that goddamn Sonic Rider Zero Gravity needs a tutorial. I don't even think there is a tutorial now.
There is.
I still on the PS2. That shit is a fucking nightmare. I don't that shit.
Yeah, it's hard to play. Also, like Sonic Riders also has a learning curve too.
I would say a new Sonic Riders though on the Switch, especially if you were able to use the Joy-Cons, could be a cool.
Dude, if they pour the original Sonic Riders online play, I know.
You'll take a port.
I'll take a port. But like fans have modded the original GameCube Sonic Riders to have online play.
Ooh, all right.
I heard that on kind of the side note of Sonic Riders, there is like a fan made Sonic Riders that is just kind of
like on its
out
own.
there.
Nice.
Out there it exists.
I hope so.
It looks beautiful. I ain't gonna lie. It looks fucking beautiful. So. Actually, you know what? If I get a chance, I'll send you some time travel videos. I ain't gonna lie. It looks beautiful.
I mean, again,
like visually, it looks beautiful.
I'm up for it.
All right.
Yeah. All right. I think we're gonna wrap it up here. This has been Blasting Turbo Ports. Do you want to close it up, Mark?
So yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. This has been Blasting Turbo Ports. And I've been your yeah, I've been the only one that matters, Canine Biscuits, and the rest. But alright, so this is Canine Biscuits and Wells.
Of course, Bryan, find me on atthemocracy.com. ATHEMOCRACY.
You know these people can't spell.
And who else?
What you want to know? The one thing they can do, they can eat meat, bacon. Oh wait, no, don't do that. Cut it off! Cut the podcast. We're done. Oh, sorry. Cut the podcast off. We're done. Get out of here. Block it out, everybody.